What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I am your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 135. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody in the chat. Welcome back. You know, a little housekeeping. If you ever disagree with anything I say, please leave a comment. Let's have a discussion about it. I'm not going to say I'm always right. I'm not going to say I always understand everything. But let's go ahead and leave a comment. Yep. Like always, all you got to do to show your support is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date. But you know how I like to do it. We got 4 topics we're going to go over today. 4 crazy topics that I found interesting that we just need to review together. Starting a little later today, it is Friday, February 20th, 2026, year of our Lord. A little later because I had to do some work. But hey, well, you know we cannot miss. We meet Monday through Friday starting between 6 and 7. But you know how I like to do it. Let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. Our future say.
Sensational.
Let's have a sensational show today. But the first topic we're going to get over into is, it hurts my heart sometimes, but we got an 11-year-old who is in court for killing his father. And why did he kill his father? He killed his father over a Nintendo Switch. 11 years old. But we're going to go back to when it was first picked up a month ago. We're going to go to that news report, and then we're going to go into the most recent one that dropped today. But let's get over into it and see what we can learn from this situation. 11 years old and already a murderer. It's a crazy world we live in. It's a crazy world we live in. Let's jump into it and see what we can make about this whole situation.
I'm Alicia Richards. So glad you're with us. Tonight, we begin with new information in the case of an 11-year-old Perry County boy accused of killing his father.
Police say the boy, Clayton Dietz, shot and killed his father, Douglas Dietz, inside their home on South Market Street in Duncannon. We have team coverage, and we begin with Sarah Wilson, who is live in Duncannon. Sarah?
Alicia, Dennis, good evening to you. Just hours before this all happened, the boy's mother posted on Facebook wishing her 11-year-old son happy birthday. Court documents show that the family celebrated around midnight, but around 3 a.m., tragedy would hit. Police say what began as a birthday celebration for 11-year-old Clayton Dietz ended hours later with his father, 42-year-old Douglas Dietz, dead, allegedly shot by the boy himself.
This is a very sad situation, and it's a situation that will take quite some time to work its way through the court system.
Clayton was charged with criminal homicide on his 11th birthday, just hours after celebrating with his parents at midnight. According to court documents, the shooting happened around 3 a.m. Tuesday. Clayton's mother, Jillian Dietz, told police that she and her husband Douglas had gone to bed. She woke up to a, quote, bang. That's when she turned on her bedroom lights and found Clayton standing in the closet. She told police that her son said, quote, he's dead. But there is plenty about this case we still do not know. No comment. Perry County District Attorney Clay Maris didn't fill in any of those blanks today. But according to court documents, Clayton's mom says he was upset when he was told to go to bed and had his Nintendo Switch taken away. He admitted to police that he got the key to the gun from his father's drawer. And that is when police say the boy told them that he went inside that safe looking for his Nintendo Switch and instead got the gun, took it out, and allegedly shot his father in the head.
First question. Do you charge him as a child or do you charge him as an adult? That is the very first question. You know how I say it? Big boy crimes need big boy time, but we'll see what they say.
Juvenile is charged with murder. They automatically begin as charged as an adult.
Which is the case for Clayton right now. But that could change through what's called decertification.
And decertification is a filing where the defense tries to say the individual should be prosecuted in the juvenile justice system for a variety of reasons.
That's up to a judge, and whatever they decide will make a huge difference.
The big difference is that the adult court system, if someone is convicted of first-degree murder, they have a much longer sentence. Because this is a juvenile, the juvenile does not automatically get life without the possibility of parole. That law changed a number of years ago.
And again, that will be up to a judge. The attorney you just heard from is not Clayton's attorney, but he tells me that he has tried other cases like this in the past. He says it is possible more charges could be coming in a case like this. That does include the possibility of first-degree murder. We're live in Duncannon.
Now, here's the question. Do you blame this on the child or do you blame this on the parents? Is this something that is taught or is this something that is just naturally ingrained? Did he... 11 years old, instead of not finding his switch in the drawer, he found the handgun, which the father most likely shown him how to operate, pulled it out and pulled the trigger while he was sleeping. This is a crazy world, y'all. Let's go over into the next video, where it's the most recent video where he's appeared in court.
Hey Clayton, we want to hear from you. What happened that night? How are you holding up, Clayton?
That's the 11-year-old accused of shooting his adopted father, heading into court, facing the judge today. Thanks for being here at 6. I'm Joel D. Smith. You heard the voice of Lily Sexton trying to talk to Dietz on the way into the courtroom as they discussed those charges. Here's Lily right now with more of what we learned today. Lily.
That's right. Today was the first time we got to hear from the lawyer representing 11-year-old Clayton Dietz. Now, they waived inside the courtroom. Dietz waived his right to this preliminary hearing as family members gathered for the child's first day in court. This is Clayton as he walked into the courtroom, accused of shooting his adopted father back in January. Hey, Clayton, we want to hear from you. What happened?
Hold on. They said adoptive father, so it wasn't his birth father. That's still crazy.
Happened that night? How are you holding up, Clayton?
He had no comment outside. According to police, the shooting happened in the middle of the night on January 13th, on Clayton's 11th birthday. Police say Clayton was upset that he was told to go to bed without his Nintendo Switch. Now, during today's preliminary hearing, Clayton and his attorney had the opportunity to convince a judge that there was not enough evidence to bring this case to trial. They decided to waive that right. The judge asked Clayton directly if he was sure of this decision. The child responded yes. The entire proceeding lasting under 5 minutes. Clayton was then escorted out, handcuffs on his hands and feet. Tripping over himself, he told his mother, quote, "It hurts." I spoke to his lawyer. He said he had no comment on their decision to waive today's hearing, but laid out his plans for the trial.
My goal is going to be to try and get him into juvenile court.
Now, Dietz is currently charged as an adult, as all juveniles are when they are facing homicide charges. For now, we're live in Perry County. Lily Sexton, CBS 21 News.
Thanks for staying with us here at 5:30. I'm Joel D. Smith. Behind me, you see 11-year-old Clayton Dietz accused of shooting and killing his father in their Perry County home. He was in court for the first time today, being charged as an adult with criminal homicide after that shooting. Actually happened on his birthday, January 13th. CBS 21's Lily Sexton was outside the courthouse today, was checking things out inside as well. Saw a lot of different things. Were you trying to talk to him on the way in?
I was. This was the first time we saw or potentially could hear from Clayton Dietz, so I did approach him on his way into the courtroom. First question I asked him was, "We do want to hear from you, Clayton, so what happened on that day?" He didn't have any comment, but I also followed up with, "How are you doing?" As we know, he's been in jail. He's only 11 years old. He didn't have any comment to that either.
What was his demeanor? I mean, it's an 11-year-old. He's being charged with a major crime as an adult, and he's coming into court for the first time.
Right. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Just his demeanor. How did he seem to you? You're up close and right next to him.
His demeanor, right. The entire courtroom is very quiet, very on edge, and so was Clayton. He was in the front of the courtroom with his mother. He only said a few words today. He entered the judge twice, and then the one thing I heard him say outside of that interaction with the judge was he said to his mom it hurts, while referencing the shackles on he had handcuffs on, he had cuffs on his feet as well. So he was very timid, very, very scared to be in this courtroom. That's how I read his interactions, at least. And I would say that was kind of the how everyone in that courtroom was feeling, all of the family members that I was surrounded by.
He's very young, but the rules in Pennsylvania are very clear. If you're over 10 years old and you are accused of killing someone, you are charged as an adult. That's the way it works. But let's talk about what happened in the courtroom today. What was the process in there?
The hearing itself was very fast. It was under 5 minutes because they waived their right to this preliminary hearing. So outside of the courtroom, I was able to speak to the lawyer, and he kind of laid out his plans for me very quickly about what he wants to do for this trial and his reasoning for waiving this hearing. And he said that he wants to try to get Clayton to be charged as a juvenile. So that process would be kind of unprecedented because, as you said, here in Pennsylvania, if you're charged with homicide, you're charged as an adult. So we have to see how this plays out.
It's very difficult.
Now, I feel like we got the gist of this video. I can't imagine being the mother. Because 1, your husband was killed. 2, your child was the one who did it at 11 years old. How do you support your child while also, I guess, living up to the memory of your husband is a word to say? This is a crazy situation. Crazy. Let's go over to the AI breakdown just to see if they give us any more information. So as we know, in January 2026, 11-year-old Clayton was charged with criminal homicide for fatally shooting his father, 42-year-old Doug Diaz, in Pennsylvania after his Nintendo Switch was confiscated. So the shooting occurred early morning, January 13th, on the boy's 11th birthday. Earlier that night, the father had taken away the boy's Nintendo Switch and told him to go to bed. While his father was sleeping, the boy allegedly found a key to the gun safe in the drawer. He opened the safe, retrieved a revolver, he loaded it, and shot his father once in the head. This is crazy. So the boy's mother was awakened by a loud noise and later discovered her husband had been shot. Responding officers and the boy's mother reported hearing him say, "I killed daddy." Motives. So the boy allegedly told investigators that he was searching for his confiscated console in the safe when he found the gun. He admitted to being mad and stated that he had not thought about what would happen when he fired the weapon. He was initially denied bail and held in the prison in a preliminary hearing at the courthouse on yesterday. His attorney indicated that he would try to get the case moved to juvenile court. The boy had been adopted by his family in 2018. Community members and family members had noted that the boy is autistic and that the family had previously sought help for escalating behavioral issues. Oh, it's all falling into place now. It's all falling into place. Now, I've seen someone in the comments say abuse. I don't know if maybe he was abused in the past and this violence, it just comes, it's easy for him to think about the violence that way, but I don't know. This is a crazy situation. Just the fact that he looks in the drawer, finds the gun, loads the gun, and then shoots. And then, of course, as an 11-year-old, he didn't know, I guess he hadn't thought what would happen after he shot. He was just mad and angry and couldn't control his emotions. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think like they said, 10 years old, yeah, you're charged with homicide, charged as an adult, which is understandable to me. Once you're old enough to understand right from wrong, you should know that, at least I think a 10-year-old or 10 years old and older knows that killing someone is wrong. And they should at least know that pulling the trigger and pointing a gun at somebody can end them. I mean, I think so. Would end in death. But this is a crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. So I think some kids are just bad. I do think that. But we got to wait for more information to come out. If they come out with information saying that he was abused, but I think this kid just is going down. That's all I can say. This is a crazy situation. Let me know your thoughts on this situation, and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. We're going to pivot over into the next topic we're going to be discussing, and we're going to go over to a equally older man who can't even control his emotions either. We got a man who most recently, this was today that this was reported. We got a man who was at the gym, and for some reason, I guess he got in an argument with some people. He ended up calling all of them in the group weak. Yes, you weak for the weight that they was lifting. And then for some reason, after the argument, he left, came back and pulled a gun on him. Luckily, the gun malfunctioned. He didn't kill nobody, but that just goes to show you, y'all, the world is a crazy place. The world is a crazy place. We got 2 videos to look at, and then we'll go into an AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about the situation. But let's jump over into this next section and see what we can learn from it.
A man arrested after police say he pulled out a gun inside of this gym and tried to fire it. I'm Catherine Silver, your Seminole County community correspondent. We just got the 911 calls that led police rushing here this week. The sign on the door is clear. No firearms are allowed inside this Crunch Fitness. But police say on Tuesday, Winston Medley brought a gun.
Guy with a gun.
There's a guy with a gun inside?
I'm going to try to catch up with him.
Okay.
He's running down 434 now.
You're hearing the call to 911 after police say witnesses told them Medley confronted a group of guys exercising. He allegedly told them they're weak and should lift more. Later, Medley is accused of coming up to one of them and pointing a gun directly in his face.
Never had any situations like that happen before. That's pretty surprising, honestly.
Our News 6 team spoke with gym members about the unexpected event that unfolded during the morning workout. The arrest report says the only reason why the gun didn't go off was because a witness said it looked like it jammed. The report also says what Medley told police about what happened. He said he, quote, does not play with firearms, and the object in his hand seen on the gym's security cameras was a king-size Snickers bar.
Winston Medley.
Yes, sir. Medley was denied bond at a hearing Wednesday. He is facing 4 charges. 2 of them are capital felonies.
There's an allegation of attempted murder.
We're also learning that Medley is a 4-time convicted felon in North Carolina who never should have had a weapon. Investigators believe that the attempted murder was premeditated because they say the security cameras here got him going back to his car after the initial confrontation and going back inside about 10 minutes later and pulling out that gun.
So how do we get from, I'm trying to understand how we get from you confronting a group of men telling them, yeah, you weak for lifting that weight, to you going outside to your car. They might have said something crazy. They might have said something back to you. You go out to your car, go get your gun, come back in there and put it to somebody's head. And luck, I guess through God's grace, the gun jammed because you would have killed somebody right in the middle of the floor. There are some evil, crazy people in this world, y'all. Let's go over into this next video, see if they give us any more details.
Martha, developing at 5, a Seminole County man faces life in prison. He is accused of trying to kill people who were working out at a Crunch Fitness gym. Police say the gun fortunately malfunctioned and prevented anyone from getting hurt or killed. This happened at the Crunch Fitness off of State Road 434 in Altamont Springs. Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis is live outside the gym. Nick, investigators say he planned this shooting, right?
Yeah, they say he was working out at this gym, left the gym, and then came back carrying a bag with his gun inside of it. Witnesses also say he was taunting the people. He then tried to shoot.
There's an allegation of attempted murder.
35-year-old Winston Medley will remain in jail until at least April, following a wild day at this Crunch Fitness gym. Police say Medley came to work out mid-morning and spent time calling other gym goers weak. When they asked him to stop, he became offended. Police say security cameras caught Medley leaving the gym, grabbing a backpack with a gun in it, and then going back into the gym. where witnesses say he pointed it at a person's head and tried to pull the trigger several times. The gun didn't fire.
Never heard of anything like this before.
Absolutely crazy that something would happen in a community like this.
This is not Medley's first time in trouble with the law. North Carolina court records show he had a criminal record starting when he was 17 years old for breaking and entering and stealing guns. He's been caught before for unlawfully carrying a gun because he was a felon. After he spent time in federal prison for identity theft, he unsuccessfully begged the judge to be let out early, saying, "I will follow all the rules." The gym has a rule: no guns allowed.
They have cameras everywhere. You don't think you're gonna get caught? Or like, do you just not care?
I talked to a former neighbor of Medley's. He moved a couple of months ago, but she told me he was always polite, very well dressed, and never caused any problems. Live in Altamont Springs, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9.
There are some stupid, evil people in this world, and you have to be prepared. You truly have to be prepared. Like I said, it just went from him calling other people weak. It's not like they called him weak and he got upset. No, he called them weak. And when they told him to stop, he got upset. He got upset and then he went to his car, thought about it, went to his car, came back in and tried to pull the trigger at someone's face. Let's go over to the AI breakdown, y'all, because let's just see what else we can find out from this whole thing. The world is a crazy place. So in the recent incident on the 17th, Winston, a 35-year-old four-time convicted felon, was arrested for allegedly attempting to shoot a fellow gym member at the Crunch Fitness in Florida. The confrontation reportedly began after Medley insulted a group of men by calling them weak for the amount of weight they was lifting. After the initial argument, he briefly walked away but returned minutes later, pulled a gun from his waistband and pointed it at one of the victims. Witnesses and surveillance footage indicates that he pulled the trigger multiple times, but the firearm failed to discharge. He appeared to fiddle with the weapon as if it was jammed before reholstering it and fleeing the scene. So following a brief pursuit, Medley was apprehended near the State Road 400. When questioned by the police, he initially claimed that the object he pulled out was a king-size Snickers bar. Yeah, this man gotta be stupid. He later changed his story, claiming that it was a fake gun he used only to scare people. So he is currently being held without bond and faces multiple charges. So attempted first-degree premeditated murder, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, and tampering with evidence for allegedly disposing the firearm. So I want to know more about his criminal past. So the 35-year-old four-time convicted felon, he has federal identity theft and fraud. So back in 2018, he was involved in a federal case. He pleaded guilty. Carjacking. He's got recent attempts for a compassionate release in 2020. And he has current firearm charges because of the prior felony convictions. World is a dangerous place. There are too many people with guns who can't control their emotions. Too many people who think that just pulling the trigger and killing someone is, I guess, easy. And just don't care about what happens. And then we got stupid people out there who try to say, oh, no, it was just a king-size Snickers bar. What is the world coming to, y'all? What is the world coming to? At the end of the day, I always say this. Be careful who you interact with, because you never know when someone can be just an evil, crazy person who you weren't even insulting them. You were just trying to tell them to leave you alone. They get upset and then go pull a gun. And another thing, always, if somebody just be like, wait right here. I don't know if that's what he said, but this is just to keep everybody in the loop. If someone says, wait right there, I'll be right back. Don't stay there. That's at the end of the day, don't stay there. But this is a crazy situation. We'll keep up with this. But let me know your thoughts on this situation and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. We're going to pivot over into the next topic today, the third topic we're going to be discussing today. And we got to go to Iowa. We're going to go over to Iowa, where we got some frat hazing that was caught on Bodycam that was released. And it looks like because of the hazing incident, they were like, I think they suspended the fraternity for like to 2029 or something like that. So we got 2 videos to look at just to go through the body cam footage. So let's go over into that and see what we can figure out from this whole situation. I always knew, just in college myself, I was never going to be in a fraternity, just because, one, they say it costs like you an extra semester just to do it. And then 2, it's just going through the hazing process, because it's always going to be hazing, even if it's not allowed. It's going to be something where you're a pledge, doing something stupid. I'm not going to do that. But let's go over into it and see what we can figure out from this whole situation.
Authorities have released a new disturbing video of an alleged hazing incident at the University of Iowa. Just look at this body cam video you see here, and you can see the moment officers, they busted into that room where college students were seen in the basement. Let's go to our breaking news correspondent Chanel Call in the CBS newsroom in New York for us today. Hey Chanel, so can you take us through what we saw in that video?
Yeah, Mugo. So as you noted there, this is police body camera video. It was taken by University of Iowa campus police back in November of 2024. Police say, Mugo, they were called to this house for reports of a fire alarm. When they got there, they saw 56 male students. They were blindfolded. They were in the basement. They had mustard, ketchup, and alcohol on them. They were part of the Alpha Delta Pi fraternity house. This was part of an alleged hazing incident. So take a listen to more from that body camera video.
Hey, this stops here, guys. This is a police department. This stops here. Who's in charge?
They're upstairs.
How about we start cleaning this up. Everyone take their blindfolds off.
So what happened?
And they just let somebody do that to them?
In the moments after, police say that 21-year-old Joseph Gaia, he was arrested for essentially, Mugo, trying to block police's view when they were wearing that body camera video of what was happening in that home that night. Those charges were later dropped, but then the university itself also conducted its own investigation, and that fraternity was suspended until at least July of 2029.
Okay. Absolutely crazy. Let's go over into the full body cam footage.
A couple different code violations.
So what's going on in here? You don't know? You're just blocking the door so we can't see you live here. How does nobody live here then? Just hanging out?
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
I don't know. You go to University of Iowa?
Yeah.
You do? What's your major?
Business.
Business? What's your name?
Why?
Just wondering what your name is.
Jose.
Jose? Jose, what's your last name?
Why?
Just wondering who I'm talking to.
I want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you that.
Okay. How old are you?
21.
All right.
Want to see my ID?
Yeah, you got an ID or anything to prove?
I think it's fake. I think it's fake.
You think it's fake? You think it's fake or you know it's fake? There's two different things there. Campus 142, one by DL number at Iowa when you're ready.
It's definitely not Jose. I go by Jose.
I'm going to jump ahead some so we can.
I used to. You guys from around here? Sure.
I probably shouldn't touch anything here. I'll be right back.
Fast forward some so we can get to the actual nitty gritty of it all. Here we go.
Is there anyone here who is not participating in this? I.e. a leader?
I'm right back.
I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, we need to get him out of there.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. All right, Jose, can you step over here?
Why?
I need to talk to these people here. You need to step over here.
I'll step inside.
Okay.
Is anyone in here that needs medical attention? Is anyone here that is against their will? Is there anyone here who is not participating in this? I.e. a leader?
Is there anyone with any sort of physical injury?
No.
I'm almost looking.
Huh?
It's almost like you're missing a lot. Hold on,
Oh, yeah,
with the
yeah,
guy standing here. What's all over you guys?
Just water.
Just water? What's on that dude's tie?
I'm not sure. It's not mine.
You? Come here.
Serena. What does it look like?
Nope. You're going to stand right over there.
Why?
Because I'm telling you to.
It's my house.
It's your house. You're responsible for everything that happened today. So, okay. Tuck in right there. Get up against the wall. Come over here. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to stand with your buddy over here.
Oh, he got like paddle marks on him. This is...
Milliken, take these two, ask them questions about what's going on their arms. You guys need to go step over there. So, are you responsible for the house? No? Okay, who's the house dad?
I just told you he works at fucking Summit. We'll call him. Go there, fucking
What was his
Summit.
name?
Eric, I told you. Why are you asking me?
Because it sounds like you're responsible for the house.
No.
It sounds like you have some idea of what's going on.
No.
You're not very forthcoming with everything.
How about you ask the fucking house dad? Who do you 30 years
That's who we're trying to get hold of.
Okay, go call him. Please.
Kind of leaving this thing.
Go call him.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Okay. Stay right there.
Fuck, stay here.
You guys got IDs on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at them.
Is this how a fraternity usually looks?
Step back. I don't know you, dude.
This is private property. I can stay here.
Yeah, but right now we're investigating something that's going on.
Investigating what? There's nothing going on.
Just sit tight there for me. Does anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on? Anyone? Because you got to see it from my perspective. What the fuck did I just walk into?
Celebration.
Nobody? Celebration of what?
Of life.
Okay, sweet. I got your guys' IDs, so just stay there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You two, come to the top of the stairs.
What?
Huh? Because I'm going to ask them questions.
About what?
Huh?
About what?
About things that I noticed on them.
What?
It doesn't matter. It's not pertaining to you.
This is fucking private property. What do you mean?
I have to investigate something that's going on with them.
There's nothing going on. There's no fucking...
I have to ask them questions. So you two, up on the top of the stairs.
Did they fall?
first of all, why would you want to be in a room with 50 other people with their shirt off? While you got mustard and alcohol all over you? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Okay, you two. The reason I pulled you guys aside. We're here for public safety at this point. What's on your arms?
Oh.
Where are you guys going now? $127, can I get you back down here? What's on your neck?
I don't know, I can't see.
That looks like blood, is it? Shining your light. Is it blood?
That's what I'm asking.
I'll taste it.
No.
Okay.
Do you see why we're here? Why we're asking questions?
I don't know. You got the wrong guy.
I was going to ask those guys questions, and then he told them all to start heading out.
What's up?
I was going to ask those two guys questions, but then they all started following out.
They left?
No, I stopped them, but he was...
Misunderstood. Did you pull these guys out?
No, I went to go talk to those guys, and then they started coming out.
Why did we come out?
So I said that. I said they should come out.
You said it?
I did.
So you're in charge?
Not in
know you
charge.
said you're not in charge.
Not in charge. I said they should go to their beds.
And that's where they sleep?
They're new live-ins for the next semester in the spring.
Sit tight. This guy's the house dad's here.
Okay.
So house dad's here.
Yep.
He doesn't seem too happy. Nor would I. Right? So again, I'm gonna ask you.
Nothing.
Well, we got the gist of everything with this whole. I still don't understand, man. They out there for some reason. I guess for their pledging, they're over there sleeping in the basement, cuddled up. Then they at night they got to stand there with their shirt off, blindfolded, while they spray mustard and ketchup and who knows what on them. I'm not gonna say if you joined a fraternity, hopefully you didn't have to go through all this. But because of this, because this was brought to light, they were all the fraternity was suspended until April 2029. 2029. Now, there's probably a lot of fraternities who go through all this that you would never see, stuff that's just hidden behind the closed doors. So be careful. Talk to your kids, talk to whoever. Be careful when they try to join a fraternity. Because some crazy things might go up, fraternity or sorority. I don't know what happens in a sorority. But be careful. It's a crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. And let me know if you disagree with anything I said. How do you feel about it? We're going to pivot over into the last topic we're going to be discussing today, and we're going to go over to New York. New York, where we had 2 teen takeovers happen within a week. Massive amounts of teens. Several teens getting arrested. For some reason, they love to coordinate these type of events. Some of them vandalize stuff. Some of them just be out there just to have a good time. But let's go over into it. We got a few videos we'll look at. And just from both teen takeovers. There was one they both happened within a week. Let's go over into it.
A President's Day takeover turns violent at a Bronx mall, and now other malls are ramping up their security.
Police say at least 18 people are in custody, and most of them are teenagers. John Diaz has this story.
That sound is glass breaking after someone is seen throwing an object into Munchie's Deli on Baychester Avenue. Just one of the chaotic moments that erupted in and around Bay Plaza Mall Monday afternoon.
They tried to break in. We closed the door and we tried to avoid that and we tried to call 911.
The manager, who didn't want to show his face, says the situation quickly spiraled out of control and fear set in.
There's over 300 kids.
Across the street, police say they believe this same large group of teenagers broke a window at the McDonald's. Area businesses say this gathering was no accident. The rowdy bunch came together after a planned takeover was being advertised across social media platforms. Police say they arrested 17 teenagers and 1 adult.
To organize and create chaos, that's just not okay. All I heard was screaming.
Now, there's still no clear reason why these kids decided to do this, but police are speculating it's due to the warmer weather and also no school.
You ever seen a piranha eating food?
So, no school and you just gonna go vandalize stuff? Maybe I was raised different, but my mom wouldn't have let me do it. The belt would have been the quickest the fierceness that I was scared of that belt. So I wasn't going to be out there.
Tags, they all come in swarm. That's exactly what happened.
Stephen Estrella handles security at Five Below. He says he had to keep the doors locked to prevent damage as the group made repeated attempts to get inside.
They tried to get in here at least twice. It was like they was making rounds.
Concern spreading to nearby Yonkers Tuesday, where police and private security were seen monitoring activity at the Cross County Center in case of additional takeovers. Yonkers police even posting this warning on social media that they would arrest any wrongdoers. From the Baychester section of the Bronx, John Diaz, CBS News, New York.
Let's go over to one more video.
This is the post we saw about a potential teen
one more video about the first
takeover happening here. It says McDonald's takeover Tuesday starts at 3 p.m., ends until we get kicked out. Now, this did not end up happening, but there was a large police presence on scene in the case it did, a sign that law enforcement is ready to respond to these incidents.
A trail of terror Monday in the form of teens. A crowd of them seen rushing the streets around Bay Plaza Mall, ending with people in handcuffs and smashed windows. Do you know why people are doing this?
Because they just bored, they don't got nothing to do, and they just want to have some fun, I guess, on a break. It's school out right now for the whole week. So
Mount Vernon student Zion Watkins has seen the posts online promoting even more teen takeovers at businesses and public spaces around the area.
Target over here, Cross County.
I think these kids need to get their butt whipped. These parents need to step up and pay more attention to the kids and whip their butt.
Parent Bianca Natal spent some of her afternoon at the salon next to the McDonald's on Gramerton Avenue in Mount Vernon.
All these businesses are shutting down. It's so early in the day.
Where police were on patrol after a post advertising a 3 p.m. takeover.
To me, that's the worst thing. They're ruining the own neighborhoods they live in.
I feel like teenagers want to have a voice and do their own stuff, but it isn't right to have your own voice like this.
In addition to Mount Vernon, several police departments say they're also monitoring social media posts. New Rochelle warning that any activity that jeopardizes residents, businesses, or visitors will be swiftly addressed to the fullest extent of the law. And Yonkers police highlighting their significant personnel, specialized units, and regional partnerships ready to deploy at a moment's notice.
To be caught in that place where you didn't expect anything to happen, I feel like that's really scary.
A police presence also on display Tuesday outside Cross County Center. Another takeover site circulating online.
My message is stop it. Go home, entertain yourself, read a book, stay home.
And the message from police, parents should talk to their kids to make sure they are not participating in these takeovers that can put themselves or others at risk. And neighbors should stay vigilant and report any credible concerns.
Parents need to watch their children. Some parents need to whoop their children. It's as simple as that. There's no way you should be out there. You're so bored to where you're just going to meet up with a bunch of people and just cause violence and cause destruction where you are. What are we doing? It's just something I wouldn't have thought of as growing up. There was times on summer break I was bored. You know what I did? I stayed in the house and watched TV. I drawed, played my game, texted my friends and met up with them at like their house to play like some basketball. I wasn't going to go and meet up at a random business and start breaking windows. Now let's go over to the most recent takeover that happened.
Vanessa, good morning. And Nassau County Police announcing at least 9 arrests here yesterday, and video captures the chaos as people were just confused, on edge, as throngs of teens began arriving into the mall here at Green Acres unsupervised. One woman saying she and her daughter took shelter in a store.
We got locked in Akira for like 2 hours because we couldn't do anything because they said it was a chaos. There was a riot going outside. It's scary because you don't know what's going on outside. I don't know what's going on with my car. I don't know what's going in.
Citizen video showing one of those large swaths of young people swarming and Nassau County Police arriving to meet them at the Green Acres Mall. We're told the unauthorized gathering was promoted on social media. Pix 11 obtaining a flyer announcing the teen takeover starting at 3 p.m. Thursday and only ending once they're forced out. And video shows authorities appearing to detain some young people in that crowd. Green Acres Mall security and Nassau police remaining on scene for hours Thursday, inside and outside the mall. Some shoppers saying kids were only allowed into stores with a parent. One man saying the situation here was upsetting.
That's going on here with all these kids running up and down all over the place. I think some parents need to really start taking, just more steps to know what their kids are up to.
And back live, all this happening too as local police are tracking even more announcements of teen takeovers on social media here. A takeover at the Bronx's Bay Plaza Mall on Monday resulted in at least 18 arrests there. And authorities in Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, and Yonkers are warning too that should any teens try that in their jurisdictions, they will be met with patrols.
Police swarm along Island.
Now let me say something. The first thing I'm going to say is that these teens who are arrested most likely won't get any serious punishment. They're most likely going to be released to their parents the same day. And that is the problem. The problem is that kids know, or teens know, that when they do something bad, their parents will come get them out, or they will be released. They will barely face any kind of penalties for their actions. And that is what's happening with America and just all around. Because kids don't fear the consequences anymore. They don't fear the consequences at home. They don't fear consequences from the police. My first fear when I was growing up was my parents. That belt, that right there. And then next was the police going to jail. But I guess they don't care about that anymore. Let's keep going.
Mall after yet another so-called takeover by a large group of young people that ended in 9 arrests. This is at least the second planned takeover at malls in our area this week. Naveen Dhaliwal has the story.
Nassau police rushing to the scene for reports of a large group of teenagers at the Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream. It's the latest so-called mall takeover organized by young people through social media posts. The large group disrupting business and creating chaos.
That is crazy. There are all these kids running up and down all over the place.
We saw several young people, some wearing backpacks, being taken into custody. Mounted police combed the parking lot as the mall shut down. Aisha Hurley was inside shopping.
Next thing you know, I can't come in and go out of the mall. Like we got locked in Akira for like 2 hours.
This was the second mall takeover this week, the first in the Bronx on President's Day, and now some shopping mall security is keeping an extra close eye on their cameras. Teens smashed glass at a deli on Baychester Avenue in Baychester. Police say it was one of the chaotic moments that erupted in and around Bay Plaza Mall Monday afternoon.
They trying to like break in. You know, we close the door and we try to avoid that and we try to call 911.
Police say they believe the same large group of teenagers broke a window at a McDonald's across the street. In total, 18 people were arrested. On Tuesday, social media rumors prompted a heightened Yonkers police presence at the Cross County Mall just north at Ridge Hill. Police may not be immediately present, but the cameras are watching, and some say this behavior begins at home.
Parents need to really start taking more steps to know what their kids are up to.
It's very a shame because back in my days we never did this kind of stuff. No. It's the type of discipline and the respect people have now is really absurd.
100%. When I was growing up, never would have even crossed my mind. It would have never crossed my mind to even think of doing something like this. Now let's see. So we know that there was 2 takeovers, ongoing police response. That's the main thing I want to look at. So the law enforcement agencies across the region are currently on high alert for copycat events. Nassau County Police are monitoring posts promoting a meetup at Roosevelt Field Mall this Sunday with the caption, "Pull up and bring boxing gloves." Westchester County, you got the real-time crime centers tracking chatter regarding a cross-country center in Yonkers and potential gathering of the New Rochelle and Mount Vernon. Some malls, such as Green Acres, have temporary rules requiring minors to be accompanied by parents. But at the end of the day, you know what they need. Do you know what they need? They need this right here. This is what they need right here. They need to get beat with the belt by their parents. But they don't want to do that. And you got the gentle parenting style nowadays. I never understood that. There's a difference between punishment and abuse. You can whoop your child because they did something wrong as a punishment. But if you just straight up beat them, yes, you beat them and just beat them like they're senseless. Yes, that's abuse. You shouldn't be abusing your kids, but kids need punishment. Kids need some kind of punishment to help them grow. At least that's my understanding. You might feel differently about it, but it just goes to show what's happening to the kids nowadays. But it's a crazy world we live in, y'all. But let me know your thoughts on that situation and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Now, that is it for the show today, y'all. We talked about a lot of crazy things like always. If you disagree with anything I say, please let me know. Let's talk about it. I'm never going to say I know everything. I don't want to live in no echo chamber. So tell me if I misunderstood the point of a video. We can have a civilized discussion about this stuff. Now, remember, all you got to do to show your support is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It's a crazy world we live in, but we have to review the world together, y'all. We have to review the world together. Now, all these videos will be broken down, so you can go back and watch the one you want. Now, this is the last episode for this week, and we will be meeting back Monday. Now, remember, you can always send me some videos or some links to videos if you want me to review something. You can send it to my email, acreviewstheworld@gmail.com, a dot after the A and a dot after the C. Now, thank you all for watching now. Thank you for watching later. The world is a crazy place, and this is why we have this channel, so we can review it together. But that is it for now, y'all. Y'all already know I got to play that outro. I'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.